All right. Apologies for the delay. Had a couple of technical things we had to work out. My apologies again. Okay, so welcome. We're going to have a quick look through the market today. This is brought to you by Craig Cobb. TRADERCOBB.com, where you can find, well, all the ingredients, all the ways that I trade, everything, as well as a great community. So just go in there. There's a free course there that you can get access to and enjoy the content. So I'm a bit funny today. I've been hit by a bit of a bout of fatigue today. A lot of running around and fishing and stuff on the weekend. And yeah, it's just today's one of those days where my chronic fatigue syndrome is reared its ugly head. So apologies if I sound a little bit flat compared to other scans and other days. Of course, if you want to find out more, the link of the description below will give you everything you need. And yeah, there you go. G'day Winston, g'day Darren. I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. A little bit tired, but I'm all right. Oh, in other news, I now have myself a vessel. Very, very exciting. And I've noticed that the electronic side, your GPS and sounder, wow, haven't they come a long way? And boy, oh boy, are they expensive. Anyway, g'day Crypto Corky. Let's have a look at our market. Oh, it's a bit, yeah, funny. Top 10, we're up. G'day, Jono. Top 10, we're up. We were down yesterday. Obviously, yesterday, Bitcoin down 4.5. Today, recovering 2.9 at this stage. We can still see that we are very much, I guess, consolidating, right? Higher low, higher high, potential higher low. So too is this. It's only one candle, though. This being the main one. Really want to see us get above 36.6. First things first, let's get above this high, which is 35.968. Okay. A tinny. Oh, that's a fiberglass boat there, Kylie and Dan. Yeah, so still very sideways. Bitcoin not really doing too much, aside from the fact that it's holding. But if I jump down to the 4 hour, it's not, you can see difficult times. I was hoping for it to go from here and run on, did not do that. Having a look at the 15, something happened. I don't know what happened there, if it's just a bunch of buyers coming in, but it's a hefty candle on the 15. Okay, Kaz. Oh, I'm a bit tired, Kaz. Still a bit fatigued, but it's okay. Part of my life. Okay, yeah. So you can see, something. How fast did that happen? I'm looking at the 1 minute. Didn't happen in a one. A 1, 2, 3. Kind of over about a 5 minute period of time. 10. Yeah, not quite sure what caused that, but grateful. But as I say, g'day Sal. Getting there, mate, getting there. Still a bit tired, but getting there. So yeah, we've got nothing on Bitcoin. As I said, across the top 10, there has been quite a bit of a bounce there. Let's have a look at the list that I like to trade. All right. Hi, Annie. All right, 1 inch. Pretty solid run today, 10%, but again, bin chicken. What we want to see is we want to see cyclicity, and we just don't have that. We had a bit through here, pulled back deep, now running. Anything? Nah, straight lining pretty much, isn't it? Mind you, cycling through okay, isn't it? Look, I'm not going to put that in just yet. I'm going to put this list blue. I want to see something like this, a little bit more run through. And it's a real shame on AVA. I mean, with my clients, I've been looking at sort of following the momentum, which is following where the the pairs that are moving quite well. And obviously AVA is one of those. You can see it's a very strong move over the last few days. We're looking at nearly 10% each day, and a very clear higher low, another higher low here. We'll go back up to that 4, which looks really good. Pull back in, very good move. Let's look at that 15. Not much to work with there. Look, this could certainly go into my watch list. The reason it won't is because for me, I'm pretty active, right? Except when it comes to the nights, I usually try and now that I've got my office here, it's I don't have the, it's just really good because I get to go to work and come home from work. So I try and leave work. I do have TradingView on my phone, and I do check my watch list, and I do have a laptop, so I can raise orders should I desire to do so. But it's going to take a bit of time for this to pull back and give me what I want, and it'll probably be tomorrow if it occurs, aside from it moving higher. So it's not going to go on the list. Cardano's just grinding, nothing really there of interest. Same with ALCX. Algo needs to clear through these highs, and you can see it clearly down here. Yeah, Methwich. Still find that funny. Higher low, higher low. You've got to get through this high, get a bit of follow through, and that's what a lot of the market, not all the market, as we just saw with AVE and obviously Alpha. A lot of the market has just sort of struggled to carry through. Especially Bitcoin. You can see here another really solid move. It's been, 15%, 14%. From the higher low back here, that's a big move. So Alpha Finance on a strong run there. I suspect. 5th of July. Today's the 6th. 4 o'clock. Did anyone get that? Wasn't exactly the clearest trend on the 4 hour, but I tell you what, on the 2 it looked fantastic. Anyway, not now. It might not have been all that good. Alpha as it stands, that's a killer of a candle. Again, with it being pretty radical, it's got to pull back in. I'm going to pop it in just out of curiosity to keep an eye on that today on those lower time frames to see if anything was to occur. Of course, don't forget, guys, a big part of what we do here with trading, well, the majority of it is managing your risk. And how to manage your risk is a really important thing. It's critically important, especially if you are to decide that you trade derivatives. Now, with that, you want to know how to trade size. Again, in the description below, we'll show you a video on that. So just be careful. Obviously, you need to know what you're doing. That's why we're here to teach you, help you, guide you. So just make sure that you are aware of that. Nothing on ALPHAPERP just yet. G'day, Bob. Oh, you got a unit being built. Okay, well, take your time. You haven't really missed much at the moment as far as the market goes. On to Ampleforth. Really good follow through. Again, a good couple of days there. It's moving quite nicely. It's a little bit funny looking. It looks a little bit thin to me. Yeah, look, that's too thin to trade. I'm going to leave that alone. We're sideways. Atom, a few spikes going on up here, although it has followed through nicely with yesterday up nearly 10%. Little too spiky there for me on Atom. Audio, nothing there. AVAX, that's a good move. Geez, we're seeing some pretty solid numbers through here, aren't we? Really solid numbers. All right, so that's pushed up through that 1283 level. That was a bit of support and resistance. Oh, I missed it, Winston. Was your bracket a little tight? That's what I always look at. I give it a little bit more space now when I was trading. I mean, I haven't been trading full percent on yet. I've got 0.5% on that. Let's have a look here. Okay, I'll get rid of that. So, AVAX. For me, that 1 hour's got an uptrend. Fair enough. If that pulled straight back into here and gave a little bullish candle, yeah, I'd consider that. Obviously, it's a long way from really doing that, but either way. Axie, well, pulled back in here. I decided this morning, I said it to my clients, I wasn't overly excited about that. If that candle had been a little bit bigger, it was at 2 o'clock in the morning, that would have been on, but what a move that had. Very strong push up. Nothing there now. Nothing on Badger. Balancer grinding out. Again, you can see it coming out from this support. Don't think there's going to be anything there at the moment. No, it needs to get better cyclicity there and probably clear those highs to continue that trend before I get interested. Same with Band. BAT still sideways. Bitcoin Cash still relatively sideways. Binance. Now, here's one that I got filled in on the 12 hour. Nice resistance, good convergence, higher lows. You can clearly see here as it breaks up through there, we've got 2 higher lows. We're now in somewhat of an uptrend, only the very beginning of it, but there's a breakout level there. Now, if you're not in that, if you didn't spot it, that's fine. What I'd be considering is any trading potential if we do break above, push hard and pull back into that level, because old resistance can act as support, and you'll know that from going through that free course that is there on TRADERCOBB.com. Nothing on Bank or BSV, nothing there. BitTorrent still sideways, cake. Oh, pardon me. Wow. Really going for it, isn't it? There's nothing there though. It's just sort of raced off. Some good momentum at the moment in the market. Hopefully it follows through for more than just a day. Oh, look at that. This is what I class as good cyclicity. See how it's just pulling back into the cradle zone, back in, moving, moving, moving. Don't like the 2 as much. That 4 can certainly go in. If it does pull back in nice and calmly and gives me an opportunity in there, possibly later tonight or tomorrow morning, maybe if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, that might work for you. I will keep an eye on that though. With cream having resistance above, it's not an exact level, but you can see it's been consolidating. Really need to get out through there for it to sort of give me anything to work with. A little bit of resistance there, but I don't see that as being something at this stage. Let's have a look. Little bit thin. Yeah, I can happily leave cake. Okay, Elizabeth. Crow, CRO, no. CRV, looking for that cyclicity again, nothing there. Dash, nothing there. Dawn, a little bit spiky. DeFi, pulled back into the cradle. Very nice move. Daily pushing on. And this is some of the better moves that we've seen. Some of these markets have followed through a little bit better. Go lower again. Lower again. Probably not for now. I'll let that run its course a little bit further. Nothing on Dent, DMG, no. Dodo, nothing. Doge, still not looking great. Dot, still fairly sideways in there too. Needs to get that trend going, as it does with Dragon. Elrond, pulled back in, moved away, but because it's still mid-move, no interest. Engine, still fairly sideways. EOS, still fairly sideways. Same with Ethereum Classic. Ethereum needs to push another leg for me to be interested. Exchange perp. No, what I'm focusing on is where I've got some good continuation of trend, like I've seen in some of these other charts that I've put in the list. FLM, look, it's come through. It's got a bit of resistance right there, right where it is. So I'm not interested in the lower time frames at this stage. It's quite thin as well. I'd like to see it push a bit higher and then potentially a pullback into that level. With the higher time frames, you don't have as much of an issue with your liquidity because your position size, although your 1% risk or less at the moment, is still the same amount. But because you've got a tighter stop, the amount of contracts is higher. Whereas if you've got a wider stop, the amount of contracts is lower. So slippage doesn't come into the game as much. I'll be leaving it for now. Flow. This was one I spoke about to members this morning as well on that candle. I left it, could have taken it. Not the most bullish of candles, but also not really that, it's not very bearish, I'll tell you that much, definitely a lot stronger. But it's just a little bit thin for me. I did not raise the order there. Question, Craig, I combined Fib Booster and Cradle and it is amazing. I just don't know which entry to choose. Yeah, that's the problem with it, mate. One thing you can do, if you are in that position, is let's say you're risking 1%, you can split 0.5% on the booster, and if you get the cradle, 0.5% on that. That's what I have done in past times. FTT, no. GRT, no. Looking for good cyclicity here. Helium, nothing there either. Holy, sideways. See, here's the thing. A lot of what we're seeing, very sideways looking market, all right? That being said, it won't take much to get lots trending. You know, it won't take much to get lots in the sort of same ballpark as some of the other charts we've looked at. If we just see a bit of follow through on the upside, I mean, look at Horby, for example. Look at how little's been going on, but we do have the higher low. We start to push on a little bit harder. We start to get some trends. And when we get the trends, that's when we get the trades. Hump a little spiky for me. IOTA needs to kind of clear through. Again, a bit more of a push and we'll have something to work with. Carver needs to clear up through here. The trend is there, no doubt about it. It needs to push through those highs to get better cyclicity for me. Kin, just a mess. Sorry, that wasn't Carver, it was Carver. This is Carver. I don't know what I said. Kyber, still sideways. Everything's in green too, by the way. Kasama, no thank you. Leo, no thank you. Lena, again, following through here. Nice moves. For me to be interested in the wine, it's been a little bit messy. It needs to push on a bit further. I'm going to leave that out for the time being. If it pulled back in on the 4, then a scan later might produce an opportunity. But for now, it's not quite got what I want. Link's still a bit sideways too. Loopring, still sort of caught, trapped a little bit there. Litecoin also still fairly trapped, needing to get up through realistically 150. Luna, still pretty messy. Matt, sideways. Matic, also very sideways. Mid-perp, sideways. And you're wondering if you're wondering why I can go through it so quickly, it's just that if they're sideways, if there's no trend, that's one of the first rules, right? I got to trade with the trend. Question: do you consider a small number of candles as one candle when you want to see what is in the... No, I'm generally taking it off of one candle, but the low of that stop, if I'm going long, it will come off the higher low. Revert back to the rules around the cradle. And that should explain that it should try not to overcomplicate things. So we're looking for that bullish candle in the cradle zone when it comes to the actual trigger candle. Maker, okay, so it's pushed on there. What do we got lower? Yeah, again, the 30's got a bit of cyclicity. Thank you, Yolanda. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Thank you for the feedback. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Now time to put it in action. 15, there's some cyclicity around. But yeah, you get to the 1, and it's not all that crash hot, to be fair. I think I'm definitely going to leave that. I want to see a little bit more cyclicity there. Nothing on MTA. Metal's still slow. NEO, no. NEO, no. OKB, still sideways. OMG needs to kick harder from here. Ontology, no. Orbs, still messy. Oxygen, very messy and very thin. Gold coming out through a level there. I'll be leaving that too. I just want to look at that in the weekly just quickly. Nah, doesn't tell me anything. Okay. Perps had a really solid move up through here. All right, let's have a look at what we got lower. It's kind of trading a little bit messy, isn't it? It's not... We've had this for a bit, this sort of icky, look at this, we trend along and it gets icky. I want to see that really nice cyclicity, and I just simply don't have it at the moment. I'm going to let that simmer. PRIV-PERP, still sideways. Pundi, still sideways. QTIM the same. Geez, there's so much sideways out there still, isn't there? Everything's up, but still a lot of sideways charts which don't give the best opportunities. Now, yes, this is trending, but bigger picture, it's still sort of stuck around in this range. I want to see it break through there. I want to see that that daily kick a bit more. Really lock these high lows in and start to show that there is, some strength in REN or in anything out there, to be honest with you right now. Nothing on Rook, nothing on RSR. Rune, a good day, 17%, but again, just a quick pop out of nowhere with very little in the form of cyclicity. Sand was another one that I left today, I think it was. Yeah, that was this morning. Well, with hindsight, I wish I hadn't, obviously. Pull back, bullish candle in the cradle zone. Moved really, really nicely. Right now, I'm leaving it. Seacoin, nothing much going on. Seco, nothing much. SHITPERP, nothing much. Scale, whoa. Synthetics, really off on a tear at the moment. Nothing to work with, just straight up in the air. The only thing that might be workable is if it does pull back, but It's a big if, and it's really rocketing. I'm just going to leave it for the time being just to keep my cash safe. Needs to break up serum through this sort of consolidation. Siren, very slow. Nothing on STMX. Storage pushing on, but again, very deep pullback. I want to see it come to here and then bounce for that cyclicity. Nothing on Stacks. Sushi with a quick pop, but nothing more. Needs to simmer down, slow down. Let me just check that 15 as a matter of fact. Yeah, not much cyclicity there. Swipe again around that resistance. Got to push through. A lot of these markets right now around that resistance region needing to push through. Oh, wouldn't it be nice if they did? It'd be more attractive if it hadn't just run so far without pulling back. You know, if it pulled back from here, something around that 21 would have been good. I'm also just going to let that simmer down. It doesn't look great on the 4-hour. We are divergent. Not interested in going lower just yet. Nothing through here. NEM, nothing. Stellar still fairly flat. Yeah, covered sushi perp. Big pop, but nothing really to work with there. So it's just gone low to high and raced off quite quickly without very much cyclicity. So that was the outcome there, Brian. Monero. We got a bit of resistance rolling around in here. Nothing to work with at this stage. Yeah, it's not really as good as what the Binance one was. I'm going to leave that for now. XRP still quite slow. Tezos slow. DFI.Money. It's had a. This is what I want to see, right? So see how we had resistance running through here. I got a bit stuck. This is a higher low, higher high, pull back again, and a real rejection of that level. This is a statement move. You know, big. Since that it's broken through that resistance. What are we looking at roughly? 20%. 3 days of good buying activity. That's the sort of thing I want to see for cyclicity and for the strength of the market. I really like the look of DFI.Money right now. I'm just waiting for an opportunity. The 8 could provide it. The 4 potentially could provide it. I'll keep that in there because it is really moving quite well. Nothing on Yearn at this stage. Still stuck in that sideways range like much of the market, to be fair. Zilliqa and Zcash, ZRX are all no's. And back to the top. So what have we got? Alpha, big push higher. Looking to see if I can get a little pullback for a little cradle in here. It's, again, you're going to have to be real Johnny on the spot with that. May not occur. However, I will, as it's a lower time frame, keep my eyes on that. No, Uni, no good. We skipped past that. AVAX, again, you know, we've popped up through a bit of a region. Oh, what am I doing? 4 hour. That makes it easier to see. So support, resistance, break above. If there was to be a pullback into that, I don't know what time frame at this stage because it's just got to slow down a bit. But if it pulled back into that 1283 region, that is of interest to me. Comp, it's just, look at this. This is your example of cyclicity. Beautiful. Into the cradle movement. Now, I'm not suggesting there was trades all the way along here. I'm just suggesting it's trending really nicely. So naturally, a pullback in could be a very, very good opportunity, depending on how it does that. That's why it's in the watch list. And finally, on to DFI.Money. A pullback in. It'd be nice to see it extend a bit further and then come back for a cradle trade. Addison, seems flow offer another entry on the 15. I didn't see that. There very well could be. I'm not sure if there's enough liquidity there for me. But if you found that, I trust your word for it. Guys, that's me for the scan today. Fairly quick. Well, actually not really. Still, well, yeah, fairly quick, 25 minutes. A lot of the market's still quite sideways. But we are seeing some green shoots, obviously, and there are some good trends out there, which is very refreshing to see. So be patient. Like I said, if you are going to trade, then make sure that you understand how to manage your risk. There's some information in the description below. Please like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications, as it does certainly help. And yeah, I hope you're well. Okay, a couple of things. You don't use Fib Boost in your scan and for making what? I do, but in this one, like this is a free YouTube one. Every morning when I do my live trading floor, that's when I cover all the strategies and everything and go into full detail on the whole lot. In these, I don't give it all away. Thanks, awesome watching you go through the charts looking for trades. Do you hodl or just trade? Both. I've taken lots of profits already, and at the moment I'm just sort of sitting pretty and looking for trading opportunities. I do hope the market goes higher, but I've done all right, and I'm just waiting for some cyclicity and some trading opportunities. And the cyclicity is starting to come back. So if you don't know what I'm talking about here, please go to TRADERCOBB.com. You don't have to spend any money. There's a free course there. Go and check that out. If you like what you see, then it's up to you whether or not you go on and do the training. You have a great day. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.